definitely. I never had, no, to work with, you were the most fun to work with, definitely. And John Hughes. I mean, they've had a long career, and every time I look back on it, ever since, it's nothing compared to those experiences, working with him. It's really just, he set the tone. He just made it really relaxed and cool. We could always shoot the script the way it was, and then we'd always let us try stuff.
But he was one of the kids.
Yeah, he was. He was. And he was always rooting us on like our biggest champion. Thank you for that, sir. Next one.
All right, this one from Crescinda. Doesn't it seem like it was just yesterday that you guys were on set together? So I guess let's refine on that. What's your most fond memory of being back there? What brings you back to that time?
What do you think, Kelly?
Just seeing his face again. I did his laundry today. It took me 2 hours. He's got me working for him. I want to change. Just seeing his face, seeing Elon Mitchell Smith doing some of these conventions. I don't do many of them, but when I do, it's just lovely to see you all because those were good days, the 80s. And hard times now, but good times too.
Yeah, I mean, he changed our life. He really was the greatest guy. He really cared about everyone on set. He set the right tone. He was never uptight. He was always chill and really cool and encouraging of everybody. He was awesome. I mean, all these years later, there was no one like John. So we love you, John. We know you're up there. All right. Awesome. Next question, sir.
All right, this one from Mike DeLonzo. In the beginning of Weird Science, the boys input magazine colors of Miss Kelly LaBrock. Does that mean that actual Kelly exists somewhere in the Weird Science universe? And if so, what would she say if she met Lisa?
What would your little maniac like to do now?
That was deep. That was a deep question.
I realized that too.
All right, for both of you, from Ginny, what location has been your favorite to shoot at, and what's going on with you now? Anything new coming? P.S. They love your guest starring on one of their favorite shows, Psych.
You start. Tell us what you're up to.
Nothing I can talk about. I don't know if I'm going to go back to movies. I'm very happy just being home and being a grandma and hanging out with my kids and cooking and cleaning. I know that sounds kind of dull, but
You put Kelly LaBrock at grandma. Give it up for grandma.
I have beautiful grandchildren,
Amazing.
15 till 2, and they're my whole life. And that's the whole reason for living when you get older. All the rest was lovely, but I really just want to be normal. Abby normal.
That's awesome. Very cool. And for me, I am set to get married to my beautiful fiance, Lucia. Where are you, girl? Come on up here. Where's my woman? Where's my possibility? Yeah, she is. Where's my lady?
Are you sure about this, Lucia?
You sure how you're going to still do? How am I doing? Come on up. Let's get, come on, honey. Come on, don't be shy. Let me get my beautiful girl here. This is my better half, guys. She puts up my shape. You know what I mean? This is my Lucia. Hi, baby. Everybody, come on. So guys, we're asking about what I've been up to. So I've been doing the Goldbergs this year, which was a blast. What a great group of people. Hi, honey. Oh, hi. Yeah, working on the Goldbergs. I had a great time working on the Blacklist, and I got to shoot a great movie, Halloween Kills, with Jamie Lee Curtis, guys. But because of this mask, it's going to be coming out next year because of the COVID and all this other unnecessary roughness we're dealing with. But everybody check it out next year. Really super excited about it. And so yeah, that's what I've been up to. Yeah.
Sounds like you got a lot of good stuff. All right. Mike, your work has been ingrained into American pop culture. We got The Breakfast Club. We got 16 Candles, Vacation. Is there a work of yours that you think did not get the recognition that it deserved?
Thank you for that. I mean, I did a movie a couple years back with Brad Pitt that I was really proud of. It was called War Machine, and I think at the time, unfortunately, he was getting divorced from Miss Jolie. So the movie didn't get as much light as it deserved, but I was really proud of that one. I mean, there have been certain projects over the years. It's always about the group experience because it takes so many people, just like any job to make something happen. So you really need that team support. The War Machine was one of them. I remember a movie I did with Billy Crystal's 61 baseball movie. There's some over the years that I liked a lot that really stood out. The experience in the movie too, which is cool. Thank you, sir.
You're so good in everything. Except slippers.
Except slippers. All right, so Miss LaBrock, has there ever been a script or opportunity that you passed up that you now wish you wouldn't have passed?
I made Kim Basinger's career. I said no to everything. Batman,
9.5 weeks?
9.5 weeks. Well,
Wow.
they put me up for that, and then the one with Michael Douglas and
Oh, yeah, Fatal Attraction,
Fatal
huh?
Attraction. They didn't think that I'd be able to do it because I hadn't done Every Woman Red hadn't come out yet. So yeah.
All right, hold on. I have a related story, which is fun. In Fatal Attraction, did she make a crazy rabbit stew in that movie? Remember? Okay, so watch this, guys. So I take Lucia over to Kelly's Ranch. This is like 5 years ago. She played us like it was unbelievable. So she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a nice stew." So we wait all afternoon. Kelly's all about it. She got the vegetables in there. She's doing it up, yada yada. It's gonna be great, right? We eat the thing, and then that night she's like, "By the way, that was rabbit. You guys had rabbit." Anyway, but close last year, man. Anyway, that's an 80s flick. I won't go there. I won't leave that alone. Thank you very much.
Oh, I like this. This one, Lauren, the rocket ship coming through the house scene. Was that a challenge to shoot? And was there really anything interesting about the setup that you recall?
They built it so it could retract, and that was actually on the lot at Universal. You guys go to Universal and when you go to Hollywood, and they take you around the lot. So the magic of movies is such where, like, we shot a lot of that. We went to Chicago first, and we shot the outside scenes, right? And then when we're inside the house, that's actually on a stage, stage 27 at Universal.
Didn't it get stuck one day?
I think it did, yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of like built to retract and all that. So.
That's perfectly normal to have a Persian missile go through your bedroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From the mind of John Hughes, yeah.
That is correct. It was not a rocket. That was a nuclear ICBM. That is a good clarification. Speaking of John Hughes, growing up, this one is from Pamela Kirk. She said, growing up in Northbrook is a unique experience itself. Director John Hughes' mother was my bookstore lady at Glenbrook North High School. So what was one of the most unique experiences to Northbrook that you can remember? A town, idiosyncrasies, characters, stereotypes, etc. If I'm not mistaken, John took it because he went to either Evanston or Northbrook. I can't remember which school, but there was a school, an actual high school, that called their detention the Breakfast Club. So I think that's where he got the idea. So that way he clearly is from Illinois, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. Very cool. Thank you for that one. All right. Miss LaBrock. Very true. Miss LaBrock, of all the movies that you've done, what character that you've portrayed has been the most memorable or significant to you?
I would have to say my first film because it was my first film, number one. And number two, I got to work with Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner. That was so long ago, and in those days people screen tested. They spent a lot of time screen testing you and hair and makeup and seeing if you were good enough. And it was just an amazing experience to do my first film. He was a beautiful human being, and Gilda Radner was extraordinary. She sent me flowers on my first day on the set, and it was very welcoming and warm. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful introduction into the business. And he was my father in film. That's how I see it. I saw him a little bit before he died. It's so fragile. If you're young out there, enjoy it because the old comes fast.
The 80s. It was a glorious time, much different than it is today. You know, movies back then were very different than they are today. So do you two ever think about producing a film that kind of brings that culture back to life? Well, film, TV series, any form of work that brings the 80s Americana culture back to life. Please.
Well, we're sort of playing with writing a film together. And he's going to direct me if we don't kill each other. And we have actually a kind of cool idea.
Yeah, we're working on it, definitely.
So we want to have some more fun. Life's too short.
That's right, absolutely. Definitely. And then also, I'm working on setting up a production company. There's something that I wrote that I want to make. I'm also writing this project with Kelly that I'm really excited about. It's an idea that she had, and it's brilliant. And just pushing forward. As my father used to say, just keep chipping away. Just chipping away at it. Yeah? But this has been a great idea. So next question, sir. Mike, vacation question.
Yeah.
Was that a real beer that you drank in the desert with Teddy?
Okay.
So guys, when you see the movie credits at the end, you go like, what the hell is a key grip? What's a best boy? Okay, so that's called, when you see the Foley credit, Oh, wait, by the way, Mike, we're here with the same t-shirt. Come here. Just because we both shot the target. Come on up here. I mean, come on. Nirvana, baby. Smells like Clean Spirit. Way to go.
Only he matched his, Mike.
Way to go. Your smells better. All right, get out of here, kid. Okay. So, what was the question we were talking about? I'm sorry. Brain farted there. Brain fart. Oh, yeah. So when you see a movie, you see that credit says Foley artist? And that's the person that comes in and does the sound effects. So it was an empty beer can, Mr. Roberts. Empty beer can. And we were in Monument, Death Valley. And it was about 125 degrees. I noticed some of the crew like passing out in the background. And, yeah, that was what happened on that one.
Yeah.
Not a real beer. I see. So let's do quick speed around here. Well, we'll start with Miss LaBrock. Miss LaBrock, who are your mentors?
Who are my mentors? In film?
Film, life, anything.
My aunt.
Your aunt. And why is that?
Because she's a nun. And she has dedicated her whole life in service to God and to people. 40 years in Zimbabwe, Africa. Took care of leprosy, AIDS. God bless her. She has the hands of God and she's just beautiful. And she's somebody I look up to.
Wow, that's incredible. And Mike, to you, who is your mentor?
Let's see. I love you. Who's my mentor? You know, there's so many heroes I've had growing up, people that I didn't even know and meet. You know, like heroes that are sports heroes of mine, or musicians, or I mean, I've had the opportunity to work with so many great people. It's hard to pick. Yeah. I think John certainly. I mean, he changed my life. We wouldn't be standing here if not for him. So, yeah. Next one, sir. Yes, sir. We're in. Okay.
It was a nasty word. Was it a bad word?
Yeah.
It's not the same voice. That voice, I think, was inspired by.
Yeah, that was like, because I was a huge Richard Pryor fan, so when I would hang out with John Hughes on the weekend, like, we could hang out. We'd go listen to blues, we'd go hang out with him, we'd go have meals. So as a kid, I loved my two heroes were George Carlin and Richard Pryor. So the legends, man, right? So I would imitate John Hughes. I would imitate Richard for John Hughes. So on the weekends, his sons would look like two little Macaulay Culkins. I was like their adopted older brother, you know. So I would go and we'd watch all the old comedies, and I would start imitating Richard Pryor for John Hughes. Now, if you guys remember Richard Pryor's bit, those of you who are old enough, in the 70s, used to do this character called Mudbone. Yeah, so that was what it was. So I kind of was inspired so much by that, I would just want to make John laugh. So I would imitate him, and then he set that scene up in Weird Science that we did. And he was so amazing because he would script it, and it would always be great and funny just to shoot what we had scripted, but then he would let us just roll. So in Breakfast Club, that scene, it was the same voice that it became this, so that's why you might have come. Yeah, thank you for noticing.
Do you remember when Richard Pryor came on the set to do a picture with me?
No.
He was shooting Brewster's Million the same time on Universal Lot. And he heard I was doing the film, and he had to get special permission to come over and have a photograph taken with me. And I have a picture of him.
Oh, that's
He
awesome.
looks like a little boy curled up to a chocolate bar. He's just adorable.
That's awesome.
He was beautiful.
Good question. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yes. They still are. They're just bigger. Bigger dogs. He's adorable. He's adorable. Thank you.
We had a great question from a young Ella. I believe Ella wants to be an actress.
Yeah, get Ella up here.
Do we know where Ella is? Ella, can you honk? I would love to have you up here if you want to come up. But her question for you As for someone who wants to be an actress and get into the business, what advice might you have for Miss Ella?
Keep your clothes on. Seriously. If you're not right for the role, you're not right for the role. And maybe you are right for the role, but maybe the person doesn't think you are.
Yeah.
But if you think you are, then keep fighting for it.
You have to have a thick, absolutely, very much. You have to have a thick skin, right? JT knows, yeah. You gotta have a thick skin. You can't take things personally, kind of like in life, you know, because it is a tough business. And often, like Kelly's saying, when they don't choose you, it's not
It's not
personal.
because you're not good.
They
It's
might just be
because it
looking for a
wasn't what they
type.
wanted.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if just pursue your passion, do something that you love. You know that old saying, guys. We've all heard that. You know, if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. So, I certainly feel blessed that the good Lord has been so good to me that I've had a creative life, and I'm just thankful for that. So,
But listen, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to. So.
Right.
So go again.
Yeah. All right. Good question. Thank you, Ella. We look forward to seeing you on the big screen one day soon. That's right. All right, from Gwendolyn, Mike, thank you for bringing this wonderful show to Texas. What inspired you to create this summer drive-in film fest?
Well, when we met, my friend, we met earlier this year. Mitch was kind enough to I launched this tour back in January and February, and Mitch and my partner Jack Tillery, Mitch was one of the first people to get behind the idea, and he's just one of the best guys I've ever had the opportunity to work with. He's a real gentleman, really. He has great staff and a great team here. Let's give it up for everybody, Evo, right? Yeah. All the staff, everybody inside, making it happen. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? No I in team. We got any teamwork, so it's just been. Really, we talked about this, as you know, Mitch, about 9 months ago, and thanks to you, giving us your blessing to sponsor this. We really appreciate it, because the good thing is we started the tour in January and February, and we went from Oklahoma to Texas and finished up in Michigan. And we were pleased to play some of, Mitch's theaters, and we played a bunch of other theaters across Texas. But when everything happened with COVID, I called Mitch up and we talked about it. I said, maybe we can still do this, and he was already doing the drive-in, so he made a quick adjustment for this, so. We owe it to you. We thank you, Mitch, for making this happen. We owe it to you. Thank you. Awesome. I just want to make it quick. I'm going to throw this back to Mike. Mike is one of these rare people that he shares a passion for creating experiences. It's not just getting filmed and throwing a picture on the screen. It's about the experience that he's able to create for people and his fans and just putting on a great time. And so I'm going to throw it back to this guy. Truly an incredible human being. One of my favorite people on the planet. So. Miss LaBrock, out of so many incredible lines in that film that we just watched, and I already think I know the answer, what is your favorite line from that movie? And maybe your favorite, not everybody else's favorite. What's your favorite?
Have you ever thought how sad it is your son's only sexual outlet is tossing off to magazines?
I never tossed
Yeah, so I think that's a good one.
That is. That's so good. I gotta throw that one back to Mike. Out of all the movies you've made, what is your favorite quote? And I'm gonna hand the mic, and I want you to repeat that exact quote for everyone here. Great. As you would have in the film, not today.
My nuts are halfway up my ass, other than that, I'm perfect. I don't have the teenage crackling voice anymore. Much cuter when you're 17. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, all right, well, thank you. Yeah, next question. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's not the same voice at 52, but I tried. Yes, dear. Come on up.
My question is for Miss Ellie. What was your favorite outfit?
Favorite outfit?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. They weren't my clothes. They were another actress's clothes, and we were built differently, if you know what I mean. So a lot of the clothes have to be slashed in the back so I could get in them.
Wow.
What?
So what happened was, that originally there was another actress that they hired
Who was a friend of mine with the same name.
named Kelly Emberg. And unfortunately, after a couple of days of dailies, the studio was like, she ain't cutting it. And Kelly had just started The Woman in Red. So, as God would have it, next thing you know, Kelly got the job. And unfortunately, Kelly Emberg was.
But she got the job because I said no.
Got it. So then it came
I
back
said no to
anyway.
everything. It's amazing how many people got a job.
I know. Well, here we are. So that's how it happened. So anyway, so that's why the clothes didn't fit, because they gave you her clothes.
Favorite outfit?
But what about the lady that was here with her husband and the kids? The lady who's wearing the Lisa outfit. Could you come up to the stage, ma'am? There's a lady who came dressed as Kelly tonight. Can we get her up here?
I still have the sparkly dress.
Ma'am, you were with her husband and the kids. Where is she? Ma'am, did she leave? Oh, anyway, she had the gym teacher outfit, the whole thing. Anyway, so your favorite
I think
outfit
the
was...
sparkly dress was fun. I
Sparkly
still
dress.
have it. So
Nice.
I told the kids to sell it when I was cold.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for your question, ma'am. Thank you for coming. All right, we got two more. This is going to be one of them, and then we'll wrap up with our last one. Sir, what do we got? The question was, what roles has Mike passed up on that he wishes that he would not have passed up on?
Thank you, yeah.
Well, I usually don't do this, but in this case, it was really cool because I owe a tip of the hat to Kelly. So Stanley Kubrick, when I was doing Weird Science with Kelly and John and everybody, I was contacted by an agent that he wanted me to be a part of a Vietnam epic, and I didn't know what it was. So 2 days later, I got a call. It was Full Metal Jacket. Long story short, it became about an 8-month negotiation, and I wound up not making the film because we come to terms. And it was, you know, it's kind of sad for me. It was a bummer. But Kelly did the coolest thing. Because here comes a name drop. Kelly knew Jack Nicholson, so she was so kind. She took me to Jack Nicholson's house when I was 17, so I could talk about, name drop. There you go. Here it comes. So she was so cool. She took me to Jack Nicholson's house so we could talk about working with Stanley Kubrick. Kelly did that for me. So I didn't make Full Metal Jacket, but thanks to Kelly, I hung out with Jack Nicholson. Thank you very much.
All right, it's our last question of the night, and it's a great question. And actually, I'm going to ask both of you this, even though, Mike, you were in the film. The message behind The Breakfast Club, is that an important message today?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one, first of all, this one is the movie that people love. They really do, because I think it's just escapism and it's like a cartoon. But yeah, I think the message of The Breakfast Club is deep, and it's really the reality is that we're all more alike than we are different, you know, and I think that we all bleed red, and I think John's point with that film was really incredible. It's like a deconstruction of stereotypes, right? And it's really amazing to me that those films have held up, and that's a big part of why we wanted to do this, you know, to honor John, because he brought so much to our lives and to the world. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. It is a great message that we should all love each other, respect each other, and that we're all the same, and we're more alike than we are different. So I think it's a powerful message. Thanks for that. Yeah. And with that, I will toss it back. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Ms. Kelly LaBrock, our CEO, Big Boss, Mr. Richard Roberts. I want to thank every single one of you folks. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting Evo. And the great staff here at Mitch. We can't thank you enough. And we're going to honor everybody that prepaid, and then also we're going to be signing until the boss said 1 a.m. So please enjoy 16 Candles. We love you guys. Thanks for staying up late. And I'll hand it back to the Big Boss.
God bless you all. Good night.
I'm not going to follow up. Good night, everybody.